Podcast with your host, Eric F. King, featuring world-class speakers, coaches, and consultants. Join us every Monday as we dive into empowering conversations that motivate, inspire, and educate entrepreneurs. Kickstart your week with valuable insights that help you not just survive, but thrive. This is your go-to podcast to start your week strong and live your best life. Let's make Mondays the fuel for your success journey.
All right. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Motivational Monday. We are super excited to be here once again this morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time. We're here every single week. And today we have an incredible topic, right? We have Leah Garcia is here, Zion Anagru is here, Enya Asang is here, and we have a lot of value to share. All right. So what I want everybody to do in the chat is to let us know you're here. Just say hi from wherever you are. All right. So today we are talking about a special topic, right? Because a lot of times we talk about business, right? Because we're business people, but there is a topic that applies and relates to everybody, whether you're in business or not. All right. Today we're going to talk about self-care and mental health and how much it matters in your life, right? Self-care and mental health. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to dive into it. And before I even bring up our first speaker, I just want you to know that self-care is when you intentionally do something to support your physical, emotional, mental, and social well-being. Okay? That's very simple. Anything you do to support that is self-care. So we're going to jump into it. I have the pleasure of introducing our first speaker who hails from California, where it is 4:03 in the morning. That's right. She woke up so early to share these nuggets for you. Yes, can everybody mute yourself, please? She woke up so early to share these nuggets for you, and she is qualified to speak on our stage. Why? Because I've heard her many times, and she always brings the fire. All right. She is known as the dynasty builder, so she helps people financially, right? If you want to make money, more money, if you want to invest money, all things money, you need to talk to her. All right. And she's also a black belt in karate. Like, you know what a black belt is? A third-degree black belt. That is somebody that can beat you up if you mess with her. Yes. Very disciplined, very strong, and I won't steal her thunder. So our first speaker for today is Miss Leah Garcia. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you so much, Eric F. King of Collaboration. Happy Monday, champions. And we got a great topic here for you. And you've heard me talk about the wall of wealth. You heard me talk about the 7 F's in wealth. Today, we're going to talk about the 3 B's of having mental, physical wealth. Because if we don't take care of our mental health, our physical health, we are going to be bankrupt. I'm going to give you the 3 B's of mental wealth. We're going to talk about our body, boundaries, and belonging. And you know what? Because if we don't take care of that, we are definitely not going to have the true wealth. So number 1, your body. Listen, that is your biggest investment. The body keeps the score is what Joe Dispenza says. And I truly believe that. Because when was the last time you audited your body? We audit our bank accounts. We look at our balance sheets and all that. But what do you do to take care of your physical health? We know that our checking account balance and what we have there, but how much do you have in your energy balance, your stress balance, your sleep balance? I say sleep is for the weak, but you still got to have good, restful sleep. Your joy balance. Are you running on empty? Because if you are, it's going to cost your health. It's going to give you headaches, brain fog, and all those other things. And the body whispers, but then it talks louder. If we don't listen, then it starts to scream. And that's when we have major problems. Because pain is not your enemy. It's your body's way of telling you, hey, you're overspending. I love that analogy because we just think of having wealth as far as the dollars in our account, but really we have to pour into ourselves. I heard Cassandra Terry, she says, what we pour in the cup is for us, and what spills out onto the saucer is for others. But we got to fill ourselves up. We got to stop punishing ourselves. Your body keeps the books and your mind hasn't reconciled yet. Number two, your boundaries. Your boundaries are everything. It is costing you something. Everything you say yes to has a price. Every no is really and actually a yes to yourself. Every commitment, every favor that we do, every meeting we take when we want to say no, it is costing us way more than our money. It's costing us our peace. It's costing us what? Our mental capacity here. And if we start to compromise, we are going to run thin and we are going to run out of energy. That's what's going to happen. People always ask me, Leah, how can you get up so early? How can you do this? Listen, it's because I pour back into myself. I'm running on full. And you know what? You think budgeting is just about dollars, but it's also your time. The wealthiest people budget their attention. Your schedule is your checkbook. Every appointment, every withdrawal is a withdrawal from your bank account, from your body account. Number three is belonging. This is something I see so often. People don't understand that healing comes in circles. So when people start to struggle, one of the first things they do is they isolate themselves. They stop going to church. They stop the club. They stop going to martial arts, right? They stop going to karate. But they have to understand that isolation is costing you. We need each other. That's why that African proverb says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, you got to go together. We need each other here. That social connection is so meaningful. It is the strongest protective factor that we have in our mental and our physical wellness. Because if that illness is a lot of times it is amplified by isolation. That's when we risk depression, anxiety, and even physical illness. And that's why we need each other, folks. We do. If we're going to build this family dynasty, we can't go by ourselves. We need the community. And that is when you're going to have that endurance. So remember those 3 B's of physical and mental wealth. You got to take care of your body. You got to set your boundaries, and you got to belong to a community, just like we're belonging to this community here on Motivation Monday. With that, I'm going to land it there, and I'm excited to hear from the rest of my brilliant speakers. Hand it back to you, Mr. Eric.
All right. Thank you so much, Queen Leah. What a way to start today. That is so exciting and incredible, the information that you're sharing. And look, I am taking notes. I hope you guys are taking notes. And I already have a few things I'm going to do after listening to that. All right. So we're going to keep moving. Our next speaker hails all the way from Nigeria and West Africa. This guy, he helps people all over the world to become more positive. Think about that. We live in a negative world. If you don't believe me, put on the news. Just put it on this morning, and by the time you're done, you'll be so depressed you won't want to get out of bed. You won't want to leave the house. So guess who's going to help you with that? Who's going to help you stay positive? All right, a young man with a lot of talent, helping a lot of people. Without further ado, Zan Anagru, share some wisdom with us this morning.
So much, Mr. Eric F. King and Queen Leah. You've already done justice to the conversation by kicking us off on a higher note. And for everyone joining us, we say big welcome and happy Monday to you. You know, to kickstart the week with a powerful topic like this, it's very important and it's very timely. Why? Because self-care and investing in our mental health should be a priority, not an option. It's not something you put on a sideline, but it should be a major priority in your life. And for me, it's a positive attitude for you to pay attention to yourself and to your mental well-being. And I'm going to share with you 4 major points that has really helped me so much to take care of myself and also look after my mental health. The first one is love you. I will say this again. Love you. You have to come to a point in your life where you love yourself more than your business, where you love yourself first. In loving yourself, it allows you to be able to love other things involved. When you love yourself, it gives you room to love others. It also gives you room to be able to love your business and do everything you want to do. Because when you love yourself, then you can invest in yourself. Imagine when you love someone, You don't want to stress them. You want to make them happy. You want to make them joyful. You want to make them excited. So the same way, when you love yourself, you don't want to stress yourself. As entrepreneurs, we plan, we have
All right, I think we may.
ourselves in the conversation. Then on my journey is the ability for me to love me. So I encourage you this morning, be intentional about loving yourself. Why? Because you are important. The second point is gratitude over worries. One of the things that make people feel overwhelmed, that make people feel tired, that make people feel burnt out is because you worry too much. You worry too much about what is not working well, what has not been, what you've not achieved. Why not take a pause and embrace gratitude? I tell you, from the moment I began to embrace gratitude, it changed my entire life. It made me to become a more positive person. Instead of me focusing on the challenges and the worries, I'm grateful for the lessons I'm learning on the journey. By so doing, it gives me more clarity. It helps me to stay focused on what is more important to me and not other things. Then, thirdly, one of the things that has really helped me to embrace self-care and be in that place where I'm mentally strong, it's strengthening my spiritual life and staying connected to God. I'm a Christian entrepreneur, and I'm always proud to say this. You know, staying connected to God for me has really helped me on my journey, in keeping my mind straight and intact and focusing on what I'm supposed to do. Why? Because there are days we get confused, there are days we get tired, there are days we get frustrated. These days happen. But having the knowledge, having the understanding that God is always with me, God is by my side, has really put me in that place where I'm always mentally up there, where I'm looking after myself by giving myself to prayer, to studying the Bible, to worship and singing. It has really helped me a lot to be in that place where I'm mentally upright. Lastly, I will end with this because a lot of people forget this. If you really want to take good care of yourself and be in that place of mental health, please exercise and eat good food. A lot of us, we get too busy and we don't eat cook food. It's always junking here and there. By the end of the day, it does not help your body because once your body is broken, you cannot do that thing with chicken you want to do. Once your body is tired and weary, you cannot achieve the goal you want to achieve. Take our time to do exercise. Yes, you might not be the one that goes stretch 1 hour a day. You can 15 minutes exercise a day. Eat cooked food, good food to nourish your body because when your body is nourished, your mind is nourished as well. And when your mind is nourished, it helps you to think better, to plan better, and also enjoy your journey as an entrepreneur. I will leave you with this. In all you do, in embracing self-care and having the mental health, make sure you are doing it from a place of positivity. Because I tell you, when you are positive, you are possible, and in positivity, there's always endless possibilities for you. So thank you so much for listening, everyone. I yield my back to you, Mr. Henry Kefkin.
Oh my goodness, that was incredible. Thank you so much, Zion. I'm taking even more notes. My goodness, look, we put this event on to help you all, but I'm helping myself just listening to you all. Like I'm so glad I'm here today. Wow, this is great. This is great information. And I figure if I could just take a little bit of this and apply it to my life, I can change my life, right? And that applies to every one of you. Just take a few of these things, apply it to your life. All right. So our next speaker, we're going from Nigeria all the way to Europe, to London, England, to hear from this speaker. And when you hear his accent, you'll know that's where he's from. Okay, he is definitely in London, England right now. And this guy, look, he is known as the fame expert. Imagine that. Look, you want to be famous. You want people to know you. You want people to know your company, what you do. He helps you on LinkedIn. He helps you with your books. He helps you in so many ways. And we are going to bring him up on stage. And by the way, I'm going to, right after I introduce him, I'm going to shout out everybody in the chat. So if you haven't said anything in the chat, let us know where you're zooming in from. All right. And I'm going to get right to you. So our next speaker that will be speaking right now, his name is Eni Asang. The floor is yours.
Good morning, good afternoon. Gems you've shared, Queen Leah, Mr. Z, amazing share so far. Look, my friends, this sounds counterproductive, but it's a counterintuitive, but it is true. It's not the workloads that's going to kill you. It's the thought load. Start with that, right? You know, to be successful, to build a business that's going to serve people, you need to work hard. Let's not get it wrong, right? There's no getting around that. And many people work hard every day, but they don't, you know, their health doesn't suffer. Whereas there's many other people who work so hard to be successful and they spend all their money on fixing their health. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. Really don't. You know, look, a lot of what we call, you know, the things that harm our mental health and our well-being. Now, let's say it comes down to how we think. You know, the stories we tell ourselves. You know, as you work, are you saying to yourself, "Oh, this is so hard. This is miserable. I don't want to be doing this." Or are you facing what you have to do with excitement? You know, because the fact is, we are privileged to get to do what we get to do. I think when you tell yourself you're lucky to be where you are, that you're lucky to get to do what you do every day, you're lucky to serve people, you're lucky to actually have a chance to make a difference to your life, you know, then our body reacts differently. See, when we go down the stress route, our body creates chemicals that essentially collect and then harm us in the end, right? You know, and then when the harm comes, then our mind begins to fail us. Anxiety, fear, you know, all the things that we don't want to happen suddenly, you know, come to our world, right? You know, look, we've all been there, and many of us are still riding this wave every day, right? You know, the way I try and keep my health and well-being, only a few simple things to add to what my friends have said already. You know, say no to many things. Say no to more things than you say yes to. That's Queen Leah said, right? You know, so one thing I try and do every day is keep my list of priorities very short. You know, there was a day when I used to try and do 25 things a day. It didn't work. Well, I was exhausting myself. You realize in business today, you have 1, 2, or 3 priorities at most. They're the things that you need to do. All the other things, you might think they're important. You might think they're life and death. They're not. They're not important at all, right? You work out what's what and do what needs to be done today. Don't leave things to become urgent. We were talking about this the other day, right? You know, do what you have to do when you have to do it. You know, get things done in the right priority order. That's the first thing I say. Second thing I would say, you know, is truly love yourself. You know, when we say love yourself, you know, I'm sure you've heard this many times. You know, it's not a cliche. You know, love yourself is simply saying, believe in what you can do, and do what it takes to get you working at your optimal. You know, resting is loving yourself. Doing what you like doing is loving yourself. Delegating what you don't like doing is loving yourself. You know, you can't serve anyone if you don't love yourself, right? And of course, when you love yourself, then you can also love your customers or the people that you exist to serve. You know, the third thing I'll say really, you know, is laugh. You know, laugh every day. You know, find humor in this thing called work, right? And I really find humor in it. You know, I don't know. You haven't seen me, but you know, you've seen me, but you haven't seen me do it, right? I woke up today. My camera came on, went off. I'm not working today. I refuse, right? I'm saying there, just okay, you know, just restart it. If it works, it works. Doesn't work, doesn't work, right? On another day, I would have been, oh, it's not working. What am I gonna do? Don't be that person. Calm down. Calm down. Really, manage your emotions. Things happen every day, and you know what I'll say to you in life? Things happen in business, and they're not good or bad. We like to put good or bad on a label on everything. That's not how it works, right? Things happen, deal with them. Sometimes laugh and deal with them. Be done with it, right? Move on. Learn your lesson, move on. You know, and look, last I'll say, I make sure I eat very good food every day that I love. That's how I get for every day, right? That's self-care to me, my friends. Eric, please, my friend, take it away. Tell us from what we can learn from your experience.
All right. Wow, that was powerful. Thank you so much to all of you. I mean, look, you stole all my thunder. Like, I don't know what else to say. You just laid it out for everybody. Thank you so much. All right. So what I would like everybody to do in the chat is to think of a question that you'd like to ask us. Okay. A question. So we can answer the question. So the Urban Gypsy, good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Laverne, our good friend Laverne Oliver is here. Good to see you. We have, let's see, Ashutosh Kamar, good to see you from India, all the way from India. We have Prue B from, I don't know where you're from, but welcome. We have, from England. She's from England. Okay, good. We have Olua Toyin from Nigeria. Good to see you. Our good friend Sharon Rose is here. Welcome to the call. Oh my goodness, we have people from all over the world. We have Eric Doby from Hartford, Connecticut in the house. We have Wyma. Where are you from? I'm not even sure where she's from, but she's here. She's in the house. All right. Of course, Carl from across the pond is here. And by the way, if you're here and you're promoting something, we're not going to mention your name because this call is not for promoting yourself. This is for us learning from and growing from each other. Okay. All right. So we're going to keep going. So again, yes, from Phoenix. Thank you, Sharon. From Phoenix, Arizona. All right. Margaret says, I'm from the Midwest. All right. Look, we have people from all over. This is so exciting. Guess what? Someone talked about community. I think it was Queen Leah that talked about community. I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes, and I'm excited to share something with all of you, right? Sabine from Georgia. You see, everybody wants to be represented now. Everybody wants to be represented. Who else wants to be represented? Sabine from Georgia. All right. So let me just share a few points before I get off and bring on the speakers again. Some of you may be thinking, okay, so why do I need self-care? Like, how do I know I need self-care? Okay, so let me give you a few reasons how you know you need self-care. Number one, if you're feeling overwhelmed all the time, right? All the time there's anxiety in your life. You're just overwhelmed, right? You need self-care. If you're constantly fatigued, right? You're just tired for no reason, right? No reason, right? You need self-care. But here's the biggest one. If you neglect your own needs, but you're helping other people, you need self-care, right? And I think it happens. Men experience this, but women experience it a lot more than men generally. Right? They're helping everybody. They want to make sure the whole family is doing well, and they're not doing well, right? So stop neglecting yourself. You know, when you're in an airplane and you're about to fly off, and they tell you about the mask, right? Right? In case air pressure is gone and you need to cover your nose. They say if you're with a child, cover your nose first, and then the child second. But you're probably thinking, why don't I want to help the child first? If you cover the child's nose and then you pass out, you can't help the child anymore. You can't help you. You can't help the child. You can't help anybody. That's why you have to cover your nose first, so you're okay. Then you can help everybody around you. Okay. So that's why it's important to prioritize your mental health and prioritize your self-care. I'm going to give you five ways that you can help yourself in terms of self-care. I apply this in my life. Okay. I'm not an expert on the topic, but hey, I apply these 5 things. Okay. You can apply them too. Number 1, sleep. You need sleep. I used to be one of those people that said, like, I don't need any sleep, right? I don't need any sleep. I can survive off for 3 hours. But then the next day, I don't know what I'm doing. Right? I'm tired, right? I'm making the wrong decisions, right? So you need sleep, right? You need to prioritize sleep. Also, spend time with people who support you. Look, I want you to underline that. I want you to circle it. People who support you. Too many of you are hanging out with negative people that don't believe in what you're doing, people that criticize you every day. Cut them out of your life. If you can. I'm not saying to go get a divorce now. I'm just saying, cut them out of your life if you can. Seriously. Like, don't stop hanging out with those people. If you get on the phone with somebody and every time you get off the phone with that person, you're upset, you feel overwhelmed, then that's not the person you need to be talking to, right? You don't talk to, you stay away from the negative people. Stay away from people that say you can't make it. Stay away from the people that say, who do you think you are? Stay away from the people that say, well, your family never did that. What makes you think you can do that? Stay away from people like that and get around people that support you. There is nobody in my circle that doesn't support me. How do I know? Because they will be blocked, period. Right? Because look, life is short. Why are you going to hang out with people that don't believe in you? All right. So I hope I made myself clear. All right. So let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. All right. So now here's another thing. Don't make everybody's priority your priority. Okay? Don't make everybody else's priority your priority. Like there's a guy that was calling me. He wanted us to collaborate on this project, and we'd be helping people, but it wasn't a priority for me. Like I had other things I wanted to do. So it's like, Eric, like when are we going to do this? When are we going to? Can you meet me on Monday? I'm like, it's Sunday. That's tomorrow. No, I can't meet you on Monday. Yeah, but Eric, like we need to start this. We need to start this. And after a while, I realized the guy was stressing me out. I said, you know what? I'm not doing that anymore. He said, what do you mean? You said you're going to do it. I said, well, I changed my mind. You're allowed to change your mind, guys. You're allowed to change your mind. I said, I changed my mind. I'm not doing it anymore. Okay? I'm not making his priority my priority, right? So don't make everybody's priority your priority. You have your priorities, you stick with it. And then what you do has to align with your priorities. If it doesn't, then tell them to keep moving. Simple as that. Okay? I think that's number 3. Number 4 is practice gratitude. Oh my goodness. I just started doing this like 2 years ago. I was always the kind of person that just wants to do more. I was never satisfied. I want to do more. I want to make more. I want to help more. I'm never satisfied. Then guess what? I had an accident on the soccer field. I fell down and I fell on my shoulder and dislocated my shoulder. And I was rushed to the hospital, okay, in an ambulance. And when I got there, I'm in pain. And the nurses said, did you hit your head on the post? I said, no, it's my shoulder. Look at my shoulder. She said, okay. Then they said, well, did you hit your chest on the pole? Did you hit your chest? I said, no, can't you see it's my shoulder? And they kept all asking me the same thing. Did you hit your head? Did you hit your shoulder? I'm like, what is wrong with these people? And then one of the nurses came to me and I said, okay, I just need something for the shoulder. They said, we'll handle that. But we have to ask you questions that are life-threatening. Your shoulder is not life-threatening. I'm like, wow. That's amazing. I never thought about that. I thought that was the worst thing that could happen to me in my life. So I said, I thank God. I didn't hit my head. I didn't hit my chest. I didn't hit my heart. It's fine, right? So I realized that sometimes we have to focus in on what we have and the blessings that God has given us and not what we don't have, right? What we don't have. So I just want to throw that out there because it was like a game changer to me. Now I'm just so grateful for so many things. I'm like, and I always say to myself, it could be worse. Something goes wrong in your life. You will need to ask yourself this question. It could be worse. It could be worse. All right. So that's number 3 or 4, something like that. Anyway, the last one is this: eat right and exercise. Somebody said it. I'll say it again. Eat right and exercise. What you put in your body is so important. Oh my goodness, it is so important. Eat right and exercise. I was at an event just July 4th, and they had all these vendors, right? There were all these vendors, and one of them said she had this vitamin that makes you lose weight or keep the weight off. So she's telling me about it. I said, well, I don't really think I need to lose weight. She said, well, you need to take this so you keep the weight off. She said, it's really good. She said, just take 3. I said, well, I'm not just going to start taking something without knowing what's in it. I have to talk to my doctor and everything. Be careful what you put in your body, guys. Don't just put everything in your body because people tell you to. You know what I mean? Right? Be careful what you put in your body because you got one body. One body. You know what I mean? Be careful. Okay. So that's just, by the way, I don't even know why I just went to that. But anyway, eat right Exercise. I don't exercise enough. I'll be the first one to tell you I don't exercise enough. I need to exercise more. So that's why I come to these events. So you all can tell me what I need to do with my life. All right. All right. So anyway, thank you so much. Appreciate you all for that. I learned something just by sharing this with you. I learned something. Right. Oh look, Carl, you're so cute. She goes, Carl said, well, if it's divorce, well, in other words, if you have to get a divorce, then go for it. Carl, you are so funny. Yeah, whatever you got to do. Whatever you got to do, right? That is so funny. All right, now you forgot me. Now I forgot where I am here. Yeah. Okay, questions. You see, we have fun here, man. Like nothing I do is scripted, by the way. I just. This is me. This is me every day. I don't script all this stuff. All right. So we're gonna get to the questions, but real quick, we're gonna go around the room, and everybody's gonna share what they do, how they help people. I put people on my panel that I know help people every day. I don't just put regular folks on the panel. If you don't help people on a regular basis, you can't speak at any of my events, right? So we're going to go around the room. And before that, let me just share real quick what I do. Some of you know that I started studiospeaking.com, which is a platform, a stage where speakers, coaches, and authors come down to speak about what they do and how they help people. Okay, they share their expertise and they monetize their message. It's the #1 stage in the world. It's growing fast. If you think you have, you have a business where you're helping people, okay, you want to make money as well, just go to studiospeaking.com, click on the link and watch the 4-minute video and let's chat. We are looking for speakers, okay? That's #1. #2, where we are about to launch our new community. Okay, Leah was talking about it. It's coming very soon. And if you're looking for a community of authors, speakers, coaches, entrepreneurs that will help you learn and grow, right? Where you will be on a mastermind call every month, learning about marketing, sales, personal development, self-care, whatever it is. But you're in this community that we're talking about. And you'll be able to be on a WhatsApp group and talk every day with anybody you want every day, and you'll be able to promote yourself. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited! Now, I'm gonna give you too much information, so I'm gonna stop right now. I'm gonna stop. But for the next couple of weeks, just follow us because it's coming out soon. And here's the best part: it's gonna be affordable. It's gonna be affordable for you to join, right? And that's important because for me, it's more important for me to get a whole lot of people, helping a whole lot of people, than to make a fortune off a few people that have a lot of money. That's not what I want to do. I want to help a whole lot of people. People from all over the world: Nigeria, Ghana, London, India, America, Sierra Leone. I see Sierra Leone. Why am I? Thank you. She's from Sierra Leone. Yeah. All over the world. All right. So let's do this. All right. We're gonna start with Leah, Zion, Annie. Tell us what you do, how you help people, and then we'll get to the questions.
Yes, thank you so much, Eric. I know you guys are getting a lot of value out of this. I already took a ton of notes also. My name is Leah Garcia, and I am the Dynasty Builder. You know, most people are playing money checkers, is what I call it. They make some money to pay some money. They make some money to spend some money. They make some money to give it to Uncle Sam. I teach people how to play money chess. We got to know many moves ahead. What are you going to do with that wealth when it comes? Don't wait until that happens, because your wealth today is your dynasty tomorrow. Also, I invite you to schedule a coffee chat with me, my Biz in a Box. You take my money quiz. I'm going to put my link in the chat. Take my money quiz. But we want to know, what do you do, Mr. Zion, besides being here with us on Money Monday?
Yes, for those who don't know me, my name is Zion Inogero, your Mr. Positive Energy, a man on a mission to spread positivity to every corners of the earth, 1 million persons at a time. I help entrepreneurs embrace positivity intentionally. So I coach and I mentor people on positivity. You know, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. It's easy to, because of the negativity in the world. Or having that coach or the mentor to hold you by the hand and say, you know what, in the midst of all this negativity, this is how you embrace positivity. That's what I do. And I also host online events just like this. So my Positivity Live event holds every Friday, 7 p.m. West African time, 2 p.m. Eastern time zone where we talk and discuss everything about positivity. So if this resonates with you, reach out to me. Let's go on a journey of positivity together. And I cannot wait to hear our Godfather share with us what he does and how he helps people.
So, my friends, I have a very simple life, but it's a blessed life. So I get to help people who have amazing ideas, amazing solutions, to document that solution, get the right solution out to the right people. That way people get to know you, like you, trust you, and know what you do, and know that you can help them. So we'll do that through events, but our events are primarily aimed at authors. I want to work with you to document your solution and then package it, publish it, and then sell your books. Along the way, we will say we're guaranteed to make you the #1 bestseller on Amazon if you've got a decent book. And then we work with you to market your solution to more people. So if we can help you, my friends, get in touch. I'll happily make time to learn about what you're doing, what's exciting in your world. So let's talk. I'll put my link in the comments. If we haven't met already, then by all means, let's meet. I don't know what you do too.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. By the way, folks, make sure you follow everybody, right? Follow us. Even if you don't see a link, just look for us, right? You see our names right here. Follow us, and then you can learn more. All right, so we're going to get to questions. We're going to get to, so if you have a question, just put the word question and then ask the question. When you put the word question, then I know it's a question, right? Laverne, many women have become so accustomed to surviving that rest feels uncomfortable or even undeserved. Okay. In your experience, how can someone begin to shift from survival mode to a lifestyle of healthy self-care without feeling guilty? That's a great question, because a lot of times, especially women, they feel guilty if they're focused on themselves when they should be focused on everybody else in the family. So great question. And I think the first person I should answer is a woman, and we're going to go with Leanne. Go ahead, Leanne.
Yes, this is a great question, Laverne. And what happened for me was that I realized I was not being the best parent that I could be. I wasn't being the best person that I could be. And so I picked up a hobby. And guess what that hobby was? Karate. I started doing martial arts. And so find something that you can do, I would say first, that is a hobby that maybe teaches you something. Maybe you don't want to do martial arts, but maybe you want to learn to speak another language. Do a hobby, I would say, is the first place to start, so that what happens is you start to be now accountable to somebody else. I was accountable to my instructor. I was accountable to my sensei, right? In order to go to the next level. So that's where I started. I hope that helps. What do you say, Zon? This is an incredible question by Miss Laverne.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kulia. I know, Laven, you specifically asked about women, but I'm going to talk generally, both women and men these days. One thing I've learned is, do not be apologetic about loving yourself. You have to come to that place to tell yourself so that your mind can be able to embrace it. Don't be apologetic about loving yourself. Don't be apologetic about practicing self-care, because at the end of the day, the ability for you to love people more is to love yourself more. The ability for you to care for people more is to care for yourself more. So come to that place where you decide to say, you know what, I'm going to love myself, because from loving myself, I'm going to love people more. So for me, it's not, don't be apologetic about it. Yes, the feeling might come, but you must accept the fact that you are important as much as other persons. So love yourself so that you can be able to love other persons more. So Mr. Annie, I know you will have a deep insight concerning this from your vast experience. Please share with us.
Yeah, you're far my friend. Look, you know, the simple fact is this: your body keeps the score, right? Your body knows, and your body never lies. That's why I live, Levan. Now, literally, it's like if your body will tell you through aches and pains. Now, those are your little warnings. Your little warnings that something's amiss here. You need to spend more time taking care of this body that you have, this one body that you have, right? Without rest, we can't be as productive. Without rest, we're burning the candle literally through the middle, not at both ends, right? Now, no one can work on without rest. No one. So don't even pretend you can. All you're gonna do is destroy your body and destroy your soul, literally, right? Rest is not, it's not negotiable at all. Every day we must rest, and something, and we must make time to play as well. To accept your point that even though there's many things that we have to do, but we have to learn when to delegate, when to say no to things. This is what we're talking about, really, right? You know, you have to come first. Without you, there's no business. Without you, there's no service to people that you exist to serve. What are you gonna do? Eric, please. I always love to learn from you. So, what can I learn from you on this one, my friend?
Thank you so much. And we learned a lot from you and the rest of the panelists as well. Look, here's the deal. You have to take care of yourself. You can't feel guilty about taking care of yourself, because there's nobody in the world that has a vested interest in your well-being more than you. Nobody. Look, the people that love you the most have their own problems. Do you know that? The people that love you the most have their own problems, right? So even though you're like, well, I have people around me that love me, that's great, but guess what? They love themselves, right? So if you don't take a vested interest in your well-being, then what are you going to do? You're behind. They say you're behind the eight ball. You're hurting yourself, right? So just get in the habit of realizing that you have to take care of yourself, because nobody has more of a vested interest in doing it more than you. All right, great question. Great question. All right, next question is from Coral. What's one self-care practice you refuse to compromise on, no matter how busy you are? That's a great question. Right? We have to have boundaries. We have to have that one thing that no matter what anybody does, thinks, or says, I have to do this for myself. And we're going to start with Queen Leah. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, but for me, it really is exercise. To me, if I don't exercise, I can't pray, I can't meditate, I can't focus, I can't concentrate. So for me, it's like wringing out the washcloth, right? It's getting rid of that. I have a lot of energy, if you can't tell. So if I don't exercise, then what happens is it bottles up, and that's not a good thing. But I know Mr. Zion has some golden nuggets to share with us about this incredible question. What do you say, Zion?
Yes, I must agree with you first, Queen Leah, about exercise, because for me, it's something I do too. But another thing I do that I cannot compromise for anything is embracing gratitude. I have my gratitude journal every day, at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, no matter how busy I am. What's that thing I'm grateful for? Yes, today didn't go the way I wanted it to go, but what's something I'm grateful for? So embracing gratitude is one self-care practice that I refuse to compromise on every day. I know that Mr. Annie will have a lot to share, but I cannot wait to hear from him, inspire us again with his thoughts. Mr. Annie, the mic is yours.
Yes, no. This is an easy one. It sounds conceited. If we go back to Lever's question just now. Look, in my world, it's all about me. I get to choose what I do every day. I decide my day, and I love doing that. That's not. I'm not gonna. I don't give that away to anyone. I don't. I know. I know when I work. I don't work in the mornings, for example, because I refuse. It doesn't fit with my schedule, right? There's something called anytime. You've all seen me. I'm super chilled. I do what anyone wants to do when anyone wants to do it. I'm not ignorant. I'm just I prioritize me first. That's one thing I won't compromise on at all, Coral. Eric, now you look healthy. You live a happy life. How do you do it, my friend?
I'm healthy and happy by the grace of God. Yes, yes. I'm glad to say I am healthy and happy. Yes. So for me, one of the things I do, aside from praying every morning, that's important. Aside from that, I surround myself with positive people. Like I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Like all my negative friends don't hear from me anymore. We're not really friends anymore. Seriously, because life is too short to let somebody kill your fire and your dream and your passion, right? Right. And when you do that, when you let other people kill your dream and your passion, you're hurting yourself, you're hurting your family. Think about that. if somebody kills your dream, you're hurting your kids. Why? Some of you are like, well, I don't have any kids. You're hurting your future kids. Why? Because now that passion you had that you could have used to help people and help yourself financially, you're not doing it because you have this negative person in your ear, right? So for me, we talk about community. That's one of the reasons why we're creating this community, because we want to help you all with that. I mean, getting on here on Monday mornings is great, but how about being in a community where you hear from us every day, where you hear from people every day, right? We need this every day. We don't just need it once a week, right? And that's what we're going to do. All right. So great question. Someone said great question, Sabine, but I don't see this question by Sabine. Did anybody know what question Sabine asked? Because I would love to say it, but I don't see the question. But anyway, let's see. Okay. All right. So let's go to, we still have some time. I know Carl asked another question here. I'm going to get to hers. And then Sabine, if you did have a question, let us know what it is. I'll put it in there again. Okay. Carl asked, one second. Let me go back to it. Yes. She says, how do you recharge after a stressful week? That's a good question. Sometimes people are stressed out after the week, and then the weekend, they have a stressful weekend too. So what are you going to do on your weekend so you're not stressed out, right? All right, so with Queen Leah, you can get started with that one.
Yeah, I think for me, it's really taking time off during the week, whether you build some white space into your calendar. Because if you just wait till the weekend, you may not make it, right? You may just like muck up your week before you even get to the weekend. And that word, weekend, like if we wait, we're going to have a weekend. Do you get it? Okay. That's really what has made a big difference for me is I do build white space into my calendar and I take time off. Wednesday, I usually work a half a day. And so that way, when I get to the weekend, it's a wonderful end. It's not even a week, it's a strong end. What do you say, Zon? This is a brilliant question here.
Yes, thank you so much, Queen Leah. For me, when you need to recharge, you have to plug the charger. I want of the charger I plug. For me, it's spending time with family as well, having that time, that space. For me, I love investing time in my spiritual life. So being able to invest time in my spiritual life over the weekend has really helped me to recharge. Where I have a time where I just have the worship play in the background. I'm just there meditating on the scripture. It has really helped me so much to be able to recharge, after a stressful week. And in the midst of it all, in those space, there's gratitude involved. So reflecting and just look at what I'm grateful for. Though the week was busy, what are the things I'm grateful for after a busy week? Really helps me to recharge and get excited for the new week ahead. So, Mr. Eni, I'm sure you have a lot to say concerning this as well. We cannot wait to hear your thoughts.
So, as Queen Leah said, I try not to save anything onto the weekend. So my days are mine to design, my days are mine to enjoy. Of course, I work at the same time. I will make time for the things I enjoy every day. And a big part of that Eric mentioned, spending time with the family, with the kids. So that's very important to me. So I will stop work when I feel like it to go and spend time with my kids. So I've got 3 kids. The first 2 I missed because I was working back in Idiot. Suddenly, when I turned around, they were in their 20s. So my youngest one, I'll spend an hour with him, a couple of hours every single day, just chilling, just doing nothing. Don't save it all for the weekend. At the weekend, by all means, plan your rest. Is what I will say to you. Plan your rest. Plan your enjoyment. Plan your fun. Plan doing something apart from working all day. Rest, enjoy. The work will still be there next week. Hopefully you will be too.
Yes.
Eric, please, the mic is yours, my friend.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. So the mystery is solved. Sabine actually asked a question for Zion. Okay. So Zion, this is for you. Okay. Your question is, I just saw it now. I don't see it anymore. Hold on. Yeah. How did you get into the field of positivity, coaching others about positivity? That's what she wants to know.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sabine. For me, it's more of the why than the how. I know the how is important, yes, because the how has been a process, But for me, it has been the why. Why did I step into coaching people on positivity? It's because of the world we live in today, where there has been so much negativity. I tell you, all around you, looking around you, people going through challenges. It's easy for people to feel overwhelmed. It's easy for people to feel tired. For me, I've been at that place before, at a point where I felt like taking my life. Why? Because I was filled with so much negativity. But having a choice, to make a choice to embrace positivity, just to inspire others, to give others hope, to give them faith to keep living their life. It's one of the reasons I stepped into the field of positivity to coach others in embracing positivity as well. Yes, I had to take courses, get certified. Those are parts of the how, the processes, but that's a story for another day. But that's my why of being Mr. Positive Energy. I hope that answers your question. If it does not, please reach out to me. Let's have a one-on-one together.
Wow, that was powerful. I was about to say, yeah, definitely reach out to him. You guys, did you pick that up? He said at one point he felt like taking his life. Think about that. So this is a guy that's one of the most positive people I've ever met, right? At helping people all over the world. What I want everybody to realize is everybody has downtimes. If you're feeling depressed or you're feeling down, it's not unusual. There's nothing wrong with you. It happens to everybody. I felt down before. I don't know if it was depression, but I felt down before, right? It happens to everybody. So first of all, motion creates emotion. Get up and do something about it. All right. If you're laying in the bed and covering your face, that's not going to get you out of it. Get up and do something. Listen to something positive. Get on calls like this. Call a positive friend. Do something. I'm sure there's a 1-800 number on Chat GPT. Find it. Call them. Right? Just do something. Just don't sit there, because there's so much to life. There's so much. Like you may think it's over. It's not over. If you can breathe. Some people are in the hospital and they can't even breathe by themselves. You can breathe. So that it's not over, right? You find somebody to get you motivated, get you excited. Okay. All right. I just felt I should throw that out there. I think it's going to help at least one person in this place. One person. O'Brien, I love this. This is not a question, but I'm going to share this. O'Brien says the one self-care practice no one should compromise is protecting the source of their strength, whether it's sleep, prayer, boundaries, or quiet time. If you neglect what restores you, eventually you'll have nothing left to give. Wow. Somebody dropped the mic on that one. Drop the mic. Thank you, O'Brien, for that. Very nice. Very good. All right. I appreciate that. Dr. Marcia, gratitude is the best principle of self-care and mental health. I think that's what she actually does for a living. So yeah, she's a certified coach. So you see, we have a lot of experts here. That's why I'm excited about this community, because we're going to have all these experts, well, some of them in our group, in our community. I already know of about 30 people that want to be in the community. They already told me, right? So it's going to be exciting. All right, so we're gonna end with that. I think is it Ann Wax that says she would like to speak on my stage. Yeah, just connect with me, contact me, or contact Carl, and check out my video first, the 4-minute video, studiospeaking.com. You will hear from other speakers. You'll see them on the stage. We have, I think, about 40 something testimonials. So yeah, so we're helping a lot of people. We're excited about it. All right, so let's there's one more question. Can we do this in 6 minutes? How do you okay, let's do it. Olua Toyi. Yeah, so you probably you see that, why I can pronounce your name like that, because I'm Nigerian. Yeah, I can do that. I know exactly how to pronounce your name. She's like, how did he get my name right? Yes, I do. Actually, my sister's middle name is Tony. All right. How do you get past the stage of being overwhelmed, not achieving your aims? How do you get past the stage of being overwhelmed? All right. So let 1 minute each. 1 minute, because we only have like 4 minutes. 1 minute. Queen, go ahead.
I would say maybe two things. Number one, you're probably doing too much, or you're doing too much, it doesn't matter. And number two, you got to celebrate those small wins. If you set 3 goals for that day and you achieve them, celebrate that win. I mean, actually do something. I call it something free, right? I love free. It's one of my favorite F words. So do something free that you reward yourself. What do you say to this incredible question, Mr. Zion?
Thank you so much, Kundeya. To be overwhelmed is a feeling. You must understand that. and feeling does not last. You must be able to calm and relax. Do not make a decisions when you feel overwhelmed. Know that is a feeling. And also, I love what Queen Leah said, celebrating the journey. That's where gratitude comes in. Yes, you might not be able to achieve your goal, but you still have time to achieve your goal. For the fact that you are still alive, you are still breathing, you are still standing, you can still achieve your goal. So stay grateful. And I'm going to pass the mic to Mr. Enning. I know that this is something he would love to talk about.
I tell you, I really would. I could talk about this all day. Look, all the things we talked about today apply, right? Minimize your distractions. Say no more often. Start there. So you can't. No one can do everything. And if truth be told, we would like it to get 3 or 4 things done a day. So plan your day. Plan your day in a way that works for you. Like I said to you, I plan my mornings for me. I plan my afternoons for me, my evenings for me. Right? It works for me, not anyone else. I get my stuff done, but that's a plan, right? Plan your day. Create a structure. Follow that structure. Get those 3 or 4 things done, and then celebrate and go again tomorrow. Eric, my friend, you've done this long enough. You go for it, my friend.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. This has been an incredible call, folks. First of all, before I even answer this, I want everybody to take this call and share it on your pages. Okay. We post this call on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Let's see how many people can hear this. I want at least 5,000 to 6,000 people to hear what we just said, what we talked about today. Right? Because this what we're talking about can change lives and save lives. All right. So Tony, thank you for the question. All right. What do I do to get past over? Number one, I make sure I do things one at a time. A lot of times the reason why we're overwhelmed is like, oh, I have to do this. Okay, first of all, I have to go eat. And then I have to get ready for work. Then I have to do that. And you have so much on your brain and you can't do it all, but you can do them one at a time. One at a time. Why don't you eat first and then now you can think about what's next, right? One at a time, right? And don't worry about future potential problems. Write that down somewhere in your notes. Don't worry about future potential problems. If I do this, then what about if this happens? And then what about if this happens? And before you know it, you're depressed over something that never happened and will never happen. Don't stress out over future potential problems. That's for Tony. That's for everybody on this call, including myself. And we're going to end with that. We appreciate everybody being here today. And I want you all to, again, share this. Another thing you can do is be here. Be here 7 days from now, same time, right? The one great thing about what we do is we talk about different things every single time, right? So you want to keep feeding yourself with this information every single week. Don't miss a week. We'll be here. All right. It has been a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege to be here with you this morning. Have a great day, a great week, a great month, and a great year. Take care, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.